Hey welcome to another Rod Squad vlog. We just got something pretty cool delivered. We just got a Volant performance air intake, and we're gonna be heading over to Diego's house to install this in my Camaro, so we'll see you there. All right, so we made it. We're gonna install this in 90, it's about, what does it say? 90-degree heat. How you feeling, my boy?
It's pretty hot outside.
We gotta move this if we wanna work in the shade, but I wanna get this installed and over with. We have about an hour and a half, and I got a little surprise. Hopefully, maybe at the end of the day. Might be getting a dog. Spoiler alert. Anyways, we're gonna install this and then we're gonna go from there. And one thing we are gonna do is we're gonna do a comparison. So we're gonna get audio from the stock intake, and then we're gonna get audio from the aftermarket intake, so you guys can hear the difference on camera. Alright, so tools we're gonna need a flathead screwdriver, a 10mm socket, and I think some pliers. And it should be a pretty easy job to take that stock one out, and then we'll move on to the aftermarket one. Alright, we're gonna start by removing this mass airflow sensor first. Alright, we got this off, gotta be careful with that. We got it. Alright, now that that's off, we're gonna take off this engine cover so we can expose. Ooh, that's hot. That is hot. And next we gotta take out the actual top half of the air intake, and I think we're almost done. Popping this thing off, removing the breather. Ooh, that's got oil in there. There's not supposed to be any oil in there. I'm telling you, my car, look at that oil. Got the top half. Check it out. See, look how much oil gets in through my intake. Do you see that? There is literally oil sitting in there. There's not supposed to be any oil in your air intake. Alright, now to take off the bottom half, it's just a 10mm. And then we're not going to need this drop-in air filter anymore, so maybe we can give this one to Dad. It's the same size. I think it's the same air box for his Camaro. He has the SS, I have the V6, but it should be able to just fit this in, and we can give this to him. No, my 10mm, literally. Alright, we got this bottom part out. Ooh, dusty. So what we're going to do next is take out the coolant reservoir cap. That thing would burn me. Alright, but no, we are going to clean up the throttle body here because it's got a lot of oil. Again, my car has a lot of oil flow by, and it becomes too much. We don't have any brake clean, so this is the best that it's going to get today. That'll do. Alright, now that we got that old air intake off, we're going to put a less restrictive performance air intake. So originally I had the air filter, the performance air filter on that one by K&N. And now we're going to be installing this big boy of an air box. Ooh. Look at that, my boy. Look how big it is. Look at my face. Look at the face comparison. You see how big it is? Like, look at it. It's about that wide. This is my hand for comparison. And then this is how long it is. It's just a overall big breather. All right, and just for comparison, this is the stock airbox. What's wrong with you? This is the stock airbox, small, restrictive, you know, it's just a stock intake. And this is the aftermarket one, big airbox, sealed. That's the best part, is that it's also sealed like the stock one, so it's not a hot air intake, it's a cold air intake. I just dropped in a performance filter by K&N, and now I'm replacing it with this bigger breather one by Volant Performance. All right, so let's put this thing together. We're gonna go with the flow. These are the instructions that we have to work with. They're not like step by step, so we're just gonna eyeball it. We don't use instructions, so we're just gonna eyeball this. But let's go ahead and start with the tubing and the clamps. All right, so based on the picture, this connecting sleeve is gonna go over this part like so. This part is gonna go in here like so. You know what I just forgot to do? I forgot the clamps. This is what happens when you don't follow instructions. Try this again, in like so. And then all we got to do is tighten them afterwards. But we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to put that on there first so we can adjust the angle and all that. Just like... I don't think it's supposed to do that. Alright, just like that, we got it on. Nice and easy, smooth as butter. We're going to tighten these afterwards. Do a fitment test and put this on first to see where we have to adjust and go from there. All right, now that we put the actual intake together, we got the bracket on there. It's gonna go on. It's gonna hang on with the stock 10mm that came off of it originally. Line it up with the windshield wiper reservoir. That's about what it's gonna look like. We still need to tighten this stuff up. We still need to put the sleeve to connect to the throttle body, but this is about what it's gonna look like. But we're gonna go ahead and skip to the end so we don't bore you with all the little tedious items. But here we go. Alright, we did it. It is currently 2 o'clock. Took us about an hour and a half. We did it in 89-degree weather. I am sweating, my boy. But now we get to get the first sound test. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Hopefully nothing blows up. But we're going to get the first warm start. And I'll give it a couple revs, see how it sounds.
Yo!
What?
That sounds nice.
Really?
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit different in here.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit more throaty. Like it's like the engine's louder. Shoot. All right, that sounded super nice. I'm actually really excited to drive this. And the last piece, I love peeling this new stuff. Look at that. Ready? Ready? Get that. Get that. Whoa. Welcome to my ASMR, my boy. Welcome to my ASMR. All right, well, that does it. If you guys want to see more things like this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and until the next video, peace. All right, here's our first test trial. We're going 40 miles an hour, and I'm about to floor it, and hopefully the camera picks up any new noise that we get. Here we go. Hey, yo! Did you see? I don't know. I hope you can hear it on the camera. It sounds louder. Like I can hear the engine as if it were right here in the dashboard. This car's in the way. Move! All right, give me a second. All right, round 2 because that Honda was in my way. All right, downshift. Here we go, here we go. Hey, yo, that sounds nice. Like I don't know if the camera's getting it. I'm used to what the normal sound is, like with the stock intake. And now that I hear it with the performance air intake, it's throatier. And you can hear it like through the dash. It sounds deeper. That's actually really cool.